Andy Johnson, Minnesota State University. This is just a brief overview of learner-centered instruction taken from my book, Making Connections in Elementary and Middle School Social Studies. The ideas and specific techniques are found there. There are two types of instructional models, learner-centered instruction and teacher-centered instruction. We are going to look at both types, but today I'm going to introduce you to learner-centered instruction, and then I will give you instruction on each of the basic pedagogical strategies found under learner-centered instruction. There are pedagogical strategies under teacher-centered instruction. Good teachers do not do one or the other. Master teachers have a lot of tools in their toolbox and are proficient at both types of instruction. So this is an overview of learner-centered instruction. One of the characteristics of learner-centered instruction is that the learner shares responsibility with the teacher in constructing knowledge and creating a learning experience. The sole responsibility is not with the teacher. The teacher is not transmitting knowledge, but creating the conditions whereby knowledge can be constructed. This is based in constructivist learning theory that states that knowledge is not replicated. Teachers don't transmit, and that knowledge is not replicated in students' heads. Rather, the learner uses the knowledge in his or her head to understand, interpret, and create new knowledge. So, 6 characteristics of learner-centered instruction. These are taken from the American Psychological Association. They have 14. The main 6 are presented here. Learning experiences are open-ended. Students are not always expected to come to a predetermined conclusion or create a standardized product. Like life experiences, learning experiences are often without set answers. So the learners oftentimes can come to their own conclusions. They're not limited by behaviorally defined objectives. They're allowed to take things as far as they want to. Students have choices in topics, study methods, methods of demonstrating learning, books to read, things to write about, assignment descriptions. All right. Now, choice does not mean total choice all the time. Students have choices, some choice. No choice ever, that's control. Nobody likes that. Total choice all the time is chaos. Nobody likes that. There's this nice middle ground between chaos and control, which is called structure. And depending on the students and the class, some students can handle more choices, some students can handle fewer choices. But students do have choices. There's not one degree of choice that's right for every situation. Knowledge is presented in meaningful context. New knowledge is best learned in the context of pre-existing knowledge and personal experiences. So teachers design instruction, assignments, activities around what students know or have experienced. That means they create thematic or integrated curriculums that's used to integrate new knowledge across a variety of contexts. Number 4, social interaction is valued. The old way of teaching, students sat quietly and didn't talk. But interacting is a way of engaging in higher level thinking and deeper learning. When students are able to share with and respond to the ideas of others, they're going to learn more, and they are going to learn more deeply. So cooperative learning activities and student conversations are valuable tools to use to enhance learning. And number 5, students are actively engaged in the learning process to the greatest extent possible. They manipulate information or ideas during the learning process to the greatest extent possible. They are kept cognitively engaged, thinking, or physically engaged. Our younger students are physically engaged. They are doing something. In contrast, teacher-centered strategies, students tend to passively receive information. And the last idea, learning experiences are based on a learner's natural desire to learn, based on the idea that humans are whole and complete entities that have this innate desire to find out about the world around them. So we seek to the greatest degree possible to create or design learning experiences based on this natural desire to learn, to grow, to develop one's full potential. True learning is intrinsically motivating. And I use Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer. He knows how to train dogs because he knows he has learned a dog's natural inclination to be part of a pack and pack learners. When I first started to try to train my dog, I thought I would teach him using solely behavioristic techniques. I would reward and punishment. Well, Cesar Millan says, yes, you can still use rewards and punishments, but it's done in the context of the dog's natural desire. This is the idea behind humanistic learning theory and this last one, based on learners' natural desire to learn. All right, this is just a brief overview. I will provide some basics in further videos.